and then they go on the shelf to await assembly.
All right. Now, do you offer mostly stock valves with different types, or do you do more custom work for customers?
We 2 years ago we offered 16,000 end items, and end items. It was a piece. Here's a valve. Eagle makes for us a drip pot, 0 moving parts. It is something you can hold. It looks like a giant straight bratwurst. He's in Michigan, close to Minnesota. It's the size of you can hold it in your hand, and it has 0 moving parts. It's a drip pot, and we sell hundreds of those every month. So we consider that an end item, but we make a combination of parts together. So we make control valves, we offer drip pots, we offer different things. But coming from you guys, each one of those goes through the same process. The casting is inspected, it's machined, again, it's quality inspected for anything that might have gone wrong inside the casting. It's cleaned, it's painted, then it's stored, and then it's assembled. No matter what the part is. It probably goes through about 3 quality stations on this end before it's ever assembled.
So what kind of inspection equipment do you use? I mean, for porosity, for example, do you use X-ray inspection?
We don't use X-ray. Usually those porosity issues are going to show up in the surfaces that we machine for an O-ring against. We can see it. They'll usually be. It won't be just a pinhole. It'll be a void. We don't use X-ray for anything. Typically, we use micrometers, and we also use visual inspection. We're building a new machine shop that's robotically done, and there is software inside the machine that measures the part before it's taken out of the machine, and so it adjusts the tooling and so forth. If there needs to be a deeper groove cut or a wider opening made, it does all that. So we're using the latest and greatest in a part of what we do. We're getting ready to build a whole facility that's going to have all that. Installation. We usually let the customer, the end user, install it in the piping or on the location, because we have our facility that manufactures all this, but we have distribution worldwide. And so some customers have their own crews that install. Some have company crews, some have contract crews. And typically the installation is done by the end user. Service of that product, all repair facility, and we strip all the paint off. We do inspections, and then everything's pressure tested again before it goes back out. Ideally, hard course, supply by goal. Let me look here real quick. Okay, there's a ratio plug you make. There's a cage you make. So those internal parts that you make some stainless steel stuff for us too. Yeah, you're even casting some stainless steel bodies for us. I didn't realize you cast stainless steel as well. Yeah, so you make you make some, we call it a cage in our low pressure valve line. We have a cage that the product flows through. It's internal to the body. It's installed inside the body. And that cage has a seating surface. And the cage, in your case, is stainless steel and ductile iron. We machine I don't want you to use the word sharp point. It's a V.
Mm-hmm.
It's a male V all around the leading edge of a cage, and then we have a stem with a rubber disc attached to the stem, and it seals off against the cage that you make for us.
Okay. Is that something that you have manufactured at another facility, or do you make that yourself?
We make this. We have a rubber group that makes the seats for us, the soft seats. I'm looking to see if you make one of the other things that you make for us is called a ratio plug, RATIO plug, and that's used for a couple of things in this application. That cage that I mentioned, the ratio plug guides that disc, that soft disc, into it. It aligns the disc into proper alignment with the seating surface, and it also controls the flow. That ratio. Oh man, I wish you could see my hands. The ratio is a dome. And as that dome, it's wider. And so this ratio plug, as it moves away from the seating surface, it increases and decreases the opening. And it also guides the plug. And
Okay, do you want me to take a picture of this?
Sure.
Your drawing? Do you want to label any of it?
I would even want to be associated.
It looks like a toilet. Actually, like the top down.
Oh, man. Can you
Seat
read
surface. Okay.
And this is
Mark's having problems writing. Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when you use it to wipe your mouth with.
Okay, I'll send you a picture of this too.
Yeah, the ratio is the cage that you make for us. The ratio plug you make for us, and I've labeled the rubber seat that it guides into the opening.
Now, I don't know if you have this in your list, but do you know which companies specifically provided these parts? Because we have the 3 different casting foundries, and I'm not sure if they're differentiated on your list at all.
The list I asked for was Eagle Alloy Inc. is what I asked for, and they make the ratio plug and the cage for this specific application. So that dome with the three little fingers coming out, those fingers guide it into that opening in the cage in the bottom of that, and then that seating surface isn't very well drawn, but so that rubber goes up and seals off against that, and it does provide a bubble type seal.
So what's the circle on the inside of the cage? What does that represent?
That's the opening. So the flow will come into the side of that cage and then go out the bottom of the cage. So and you guys make that for us.